Hello, my name is Stubby Dubins, and I simulated every possible battle between gym leaders, Elite Four members, and champions. That is over 5,000 unique battles to find out who is the very best. In this one, I'm going to go over Gen 1 trainers and rank them by win percentage versus other trainers. If you want to see more of this, make sure to subscribe, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Before I get started though, I want to make a brief explanation of my methodology for the battles. If you saw my series where I ranked every Pokemon, the battles work the same exact way here. What I do that is different though is when I have two trainers with different numbers of mons, I limit the number of mons to the lower of the two trainers, and then I choose the mons that will be used based off of the most effective against the opposing team. So if you see Brock beating Blaine, that is why. At number 13 for Gen 1, I have the third gym leader, Lieutenant Surge. Surge finished with a win percentage of 11, which was 100th overall out of 108 total trainers. I recently finished a series where I ranked every single mon in a similar way that I am here. And Surge's team, which consists of Voltorb, Pikachu, and Raichu, had an average ranking of 720th overall. The best trainer Surge beat was Khalil, the flying type Elite Four member from Alola. Being a monotype trainer is tough, and having an immunity to your monotype is also tough, and having a relatively low power level for a third gym leader is triply tough. Number 12, I have the first gym leader, Brock. Brock finished with a win percentage of 12, which was 98th overall. With a Geodude and an Onix, Brock's team averaged a ranking of 720th overall. The best trainer Brock defeated was the 6th gen leader of the Scarlet and Violet game, Rhyme. Ground Rock is kind of bad typing, but at least it has 2 rather than 1. At 11th, I have the 5th gym leader, Koga. Koga finished with a win percentage of 23, which was 90th overall. Koga has 2 Coughings, 1 Wheezing, and 1 Muck, which had an average ranking of 551 overall. The best trainer Koga beat was Drasna, who was the Dragon-type Elite Four member of X and Y. Wheezing and Muck are decent, but Mono Poison is bad and doesn't beat that many other types. At 10th overall, I have the 4th gym leader, Erica. Erica finished with a win percentage of 32, which was 84th overall. Erica's team was Victory Bell, Tangela, and Vileplume, which had an average ranking of 464th overall. The best win Erica had was against Bertha, the Diamond and Pearl Elite Four member. At 9th, I have the 7th gym leader, Blaine. Blaine finished with a win percentage of 35 and was 82nd overall. Blaine's team of Growlithe, Ponyta, Rapidash, and Arcanine had an average ranking of 532 overall. Blaine's best win came against Malava of the X and Y Elite Four. I think Blaine really suffers for 2 reasons. 1, he sucks, and 2, him having 4 Pokemon, but essentially really 2 usable Pokemon, really hurts him when facing people with 5 and 6 Pokemon because they are bringing 4 good Pokemon against his 2 and 2 others that are tagging along on Bring Your Son to Work Day. At 8th overall, I have the Elite Four member Bruno, who finished with a win percentage of 36, which was 80th overall. Bruno's team consists of Onix, Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, Machop, and another Onix for good measure, which had an average ranking of 543 overall. Bruno's best win came against Alder, the champion of Black and White. I think Bruno suffers from Blaine syndrome in that he's carrying along 2 Onixes for seemingly no reason. Having the coverage probably does help, so I guess I'll give him that. At 7th overall, I have the 2nd gym leader, Misty. Misty finished with a win percentage of 40, which was 73rd overall. Misty has a Starmie, and in this simulation, I imagine that's all that really matters. Her team had an average rating of 474 overall. Misty's best win came against Gen 2 Elite Four member Karen, who, despite being a Dark-type trainer, has a lot of Psychic weak mons. It's wild to me that Starmie can beat 40% of the gym trainers. At 6th overall, I had the 6th gym leader Sabrina, who finished 64th overall with a win percentage of 47. Her team consists of Kadabra, Mr. Mime, Venomoth, and Alakazam, who had an average ranking of 418 overall. Sabrina's best win came against Claire, the Gen 2 Dragon-type leader. Sabrina's team is very frail and has a really rough power disparity, but having the Venomoth I think actually really helps into Dark types, so normally 100-0 this matchup for her team, so that's something. In 5th, I have the 8th gym leader, Giovanni. Geo finished with a win percentage of 51, which was 51st overall. His team was Rhyhorn, Rhydon, Nidoqueen, Nidoking, Dugtrio, which ranked on average 467th overall. Geo's best win came against Kukui, the champion of Alola. I actually really like this team. They're mostly really slow, which hurts, but you've got some speed control with Dugtrio, and you've got an answer for grass types in Nidoqueen and Queen. Pretty solid for a Vicious Murderer. At number 4, I have Elite Four member Agatha. Agatha finished with a win percentage of 64, which was good for 32nd overall. Agatha's team consists of 2 Gengar, 1 Haunter, 1 Golbat, and 1 Arbok, which ranked 348th overall. Her best win came against Rahan, the Gen 8 Elite Four version, not the Gym Leader version. Agatha's Gengar are very good, but also very frail, and if they don't one-shot you, they're getting one-shot themselves. And also, the rest of her team is either unevolved or bad. Sorry, Arbok. At number 3, I have Lorelei. Lorelei finished with a win percentage of 68, which was 25th overall. Her team consists of Dugong, Cloyster, Jinx, and Lapras, which ranked on average 304th overall. That average ranking puts her right behind the first and second place for this gym. Her best win came against Blue, the champion of Gen 1. Lorelei had a very solid team, according to the stats, and decent type coverage in Ice, Psychic, and Water. I think her main issue is 1, her team is slow, and 2, Ice is a bad defensive typing. Number 2, I have Lance. Lance finished in the top 10, and I'm going to save exactly where for a future video. Lance's team is Gyarados, 2 Dragonairs, Aerodactyl, and Dragonite, which ranked on average 280th overall. Lance's best win also was against Blue. If it were me, I wouldn't allow 2 of my Elite Four members to beat me like that, but that's just me though. Lance has a very solid core of 3 with Arrow, Gyarados, and Dragonite, and having 2 Dragonairs in the back isn't that bad. At number 1, I have Champion Blue. He also finishes in the top 10, and I won't say where till later. Blue's team consists of Alakazam, Pidgeot, Charizard, Gyarados, Rhyhorn, and Executor, which ranked on average 270th overall. Blue's best win came against the GOAT Cynthia, and spoiler alert, not a lot of people can take a set from Cynthia, so that's pretty impressive. It's just a really well-rounded team who can bring a lot of different guys to a lot of different matchups as needed. Really impressive showing from Gen 1 to get 2 in the top 10 overall. So that's my list. I'm going to continue with this series, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Thank you, and goodbye.